Hey guys, so I've had this in my back pocket for a while now, and I figured with the holidays keeping me busy, I'd take some time to make this video before I put out some other videos. I got into road racing mid-2023 thanks to AJ at Stevens Motorsports. Shameless plug. I really wanted nothing to do with it, but he asked me to run a 3-hour endurance race with him at Red Bull Ring, and begrudgingly I said yes. Now we run as many endurance events as we can together. So while I don't have every road course on iRacing, I do have quite a few. These are my top 5 favorite road courses on iRacing that I've raced on so far. Number 5, Sebring International Raceway. Located in Sebring, Florida, this course is laid out on an old World War II airbase. Measuring it at 3.7 miles, this track has it all. Long straights, tight turns, a lot of technical spots. As you drive around this track, you can really feel the bumps in just about every section. The hairpin turns on this track can be very deceiving, especially for your first time on the track. My favorite part of this track is going to be turn 17, Sunset Bend. This large, very wide, sweeping turn is very deceiving as you fire your way back towards the start-finish line. If you underbrake this turn, you could find yourself going wide and into a wall. Overbrake it, you find yourself spinning out, or worse, nose first in the inside wall. This turn can make or break your lap. Number 4, Monza combined with no chicanes. I'm not even going to attempt to butcher this track's true name, so we'll just call it Monza. Located in Monza, Lombardy, Italy, this track is known as one of the most fabled motor racing circuits in the world. This specific configuration measures out to a whopping 6.21 miles. This track is also home to a now defunct, steeply banked 2.6 mile oval. While it's not the world's largest track, this configuration is one of the fastest tracks I have ever ran. In the right car, this track is flat out in all but 4 turns. This configuration starts on the divided front stretch of the oval. Following the steeply right bank turns to the back stretch of the oval, then back to the divided front stretch. You follow the long straightaway down into a wide open turn 3, through a quick turn 4 and immediately into Lesmo 1, quickly followed by Lesmo 2. You exit down a straightaway into Ascari, which is a very tight chicane. You exit this chicane and fire down the straightaway into Parabolica and back onto the front stretch of the oval. This track is essentially a super speedway of road courses. Its fast-paced action, quick turns, minimal braking zones, and multiple racing lines make this track an absolute must for any fun road course hosted sessions. This is by far one of my favorite go-to tracks and configurations when I want to run a chaotic and fast-paced road course race. Number 3, Daytona International Speedway. Located in Daytona Beach, Florida, the Great American Superspeedway has an amazing gem built into it, the home to the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona. This 3.5 mile road course uses the high banks of the oval, as well as a very technical and winding infield section. This is probably one of the most famous tracks in the entire world. This track is just fun, start to finish. The most treacherous part of this track is turn 1. This hard-braking, sweeping left-hand turn leads into the infield section. Miss your braking point going into this turn, you might wind up ending your race. This turn sees race-ending lap 1 pileups in at least half the races that I've run it. It's almost like playing the lottery every time you start a race here. After making it through turn 1, you find yourself winding through a tight infield section before dumping out of turn 7 and back onto the oval. You fly through NASCAR turns 1 and 2, reaching speeds anywhere from 170 to 200 miles an hour before coming to a halt in the backstretch chicane. Your entry and exit of this chicane can either gain you or cost you positions. You fire out of this chicane as fast as you can and through NASCAR 3 and 4, making your way through the tri-oval and back down into turn 1 just to do it all over again. This track hosts one of the most adrenaline-packed races you will ever witness or take part of on iRacing. Number 2, Circuit de 24 Hours du Mans, Le Mans, home to the 24 Hours of Le Mans, most famous race in all of motorsports. This 8.46 mile course in France will really test your car's brakes as well as your talent as a racer. You make your way through the first 10 turns, leading you down the Mulsanne straight. Down this straight, there are 3 hard braking zones, 2 chicanes, and the exit of the Mulsanne. Missing one of these chicanes could either end your race or cost you some serious time while having to serve a slowdown penalty. When you exit the Mulsanne, you make a hard right turn down a straightaway into Indianapolis. Miss the braking zone here or over-rotate your car, and it's to the garage for you. I find that Indianapolis is probably the toughest turn here, aside from the 5 different chicanes on this track. The Porsche curves are probably some of the trickiest series of turns on any track. I find them very easy to underdrive or overdrive. This circuit finishes up with another set of chicanes right before the start-finish line, really giving both the driver and the car the fits. Everything about this track easily earns it a second place on this list. Number 1, Watkins Glen International boot configuration. What can I say? I loved everything about this track. Whether it's the 2.45 mile NASCAR Cup track or the 3.45 mile boot course, I love it. Located south of Seneca Lake in Watkins Glen, New York, this track is often referred to as the super speedway of road courses. I ran the 6 Hours of the Glen event on iRacing in 2023 here, and I loved it. This has been my favorite road course track since the first time I ever played a NASCAR. This track has seen its share of reconfigurations, whether it's the addition of the bus stop chicane or the removal of the sand traps all over the track. There's so much I can say about this track, but so much of it has already been said by so many other people. My absolute favorite configuration of this track is the boot. Just like in the Cup version, you start with a hard braking, sweeping right-hand turn 1. This turn can easily be the end of many drivers' races, whether it's you that messes it up or it's someone else. You exit out of turn 1 into the S's, where lap 1 pileups are a big risk. After exiting the S's, you travel down the backstretch towards the inner loop chicane and out into the carousel. Then you enter the boot section. Instead of going straight out of the carousel, you veer left into a braking zone for turn 6. This leads you to the toe, which is a slow uphill U-turn. You exit the toe, heading towards the heel before reaching turn 9, which is the trickiest turn on this course. Too much gas, you'll either spin out or you'll drive your car into the right side wall, breaking your suspension. You find your way through turns 10 and 11 before back onto the front stretch. There are so many passing zones on this course, so many high-speed zones followed by hard braking zones. This is one of the most action-packed tracks on iRacing. So there it is, guys, my top 5 favorite road courses on iRacing. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. Tell me what yours are. I look forward to reading them and discussing them with you. I'm hoping to follow this up with the top 5 ovals on iRacing as well. I hope you enjoyed the video, and feel free to join the Discord community. The link is in the description below. I hope to see you on the track, and as always, Crash Weekly.